guys, welcome back to the What's on D's TV podcast, my commentary podcast, where I talk about shows, movies, music, all things media that I love, that I watch, that I listen to, that I enjoy. My name is D. House rules are as they always are. We can disagree. You don't got to be rude about it. Feel free to post any comments, thoughts, concerns into the comment section below. Yes, I am going to be sniffing and sneezing. The allergies is kicking my ass right now. I wonder if I could take 2 allergy pills. I wonder if that'll. Anyway, whatever. But I have a guest today. Introduce yourself.
Hi guys, it's Mo. You already know. Sorry.
Mo is my sister, and we are going to be talking about the final 2 episodes of Agatha All Along. We are closing out this series. I'm very sad about that. We are closing out this Pride Month. I'm very fucking happy about that. It has been shitty. We need to reconvene and do better next year.
Whoa,
anyway. Well, also, I'm sorry, y'all. Like I said, allergies. But also, I don't know if it's gotten any better because I haven't been on social media in like a few. Okay. Well, so we need to do better next year. I'm not playing with y'all. And the folks who were like, well, I didn't do nothing. I'm not talking to y'all. So, y'all cool. But you other bitches?
Ooh,
I'm just playing. But anyway, yes, I'm trying to get all my joking mood out now because these 2 episodes are sad. And I don't know how funny this episode is going to be. It's going to be gay.
Of course, as always.
It's going to be fruity. But, yeah. So, do you have anything you want to say before we start?
No.
Okay. I'll try to do little recaps. We're going into these episodes again, believing that people have watched this series. If you have not, we're on the last 2 episodes and you're listening. So I don't know what to tell you. But we're going to, I'm going to try to do little recaps. So you know what parts we're on. Try to be a little bit more concise, organized. But you know how this one is, so we shall see.
She's talking about herself. Y'all already know.
Talking about Mo. Y'all already know. But anyway, yes. So we are talking about episodes 8 and 9 of Agatha All Along.
8 and 9.
8 and 9, the last 2 episodes. The heartbreaking. This is the 10th episode of the podcast. We're doing 8 and 9. There's only 9 episodes. I know, right? It's crazy. It's been 10 episodes. Anyway, let's get into it. Y'all know us. Okay, so episode 8 opens with us seeing Alice's body.
What?
Because Rio is going to take her.
Yes.
And I was like,
hold on.
My comment, I said, Alice, with the sad crying emojis. And then I said, I still fucking hate this. I get it, Alice's death, but I still hate it. It doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make me feel good. They better figure out a way to bring her back when they do their season 2.
I'm like, they can't like give her a second chance because technically, I feel like she wasn't supposed to die. I feel like she was supposed to make it through like, Gended.
So that they could be together. I agree. Y'all better get it together. Y'all better bring Alice back. I want Alice back.
And Mr. Ford.
And y'all better make Agatha a goddamn a human. Human witch, not a ghost witch. Anyway. So, yes, I said, I still fucking hate this. I get it, but I hate it. And then I said the camera angles were cool because the way they showed Alice's body, the camera was like upside down. I was like, ooh, I like that. And
sorry. Ooh, don't know that.
Anyway, and then we see Rio in her not full death garb, because full death garb is her skeletonized face.
Yes.
But in her death some of her death garb, and she looks so fucking scary.
Bro.
Like, I feel like when she's around Agatha, even as Death, she looked a little softer, a little.
Yeah.
But with Alice, when she's doing her job, she's like, let's go. I was like, oh no. And then Alice, when she was like, that's it? That's all the time I get? And Rio goes, if I had a nickel. I was like, I bet she does hear that a lot. Like, wait, that's it? Like, that's how it ends?
Like, nothing more, nothing.
Exactly. I fully believe that she's heard that a lot. And if she had a nickel, if money mattered to her, she'd probably be, well, she's older than old as shit. So she'd probably be a quadruple, trillion, gazillion, zillion, bazillionaire. I don't know numbers like that. Whatever the highest amount of money that's possible is probably she would have. I don't know.
Is it a thing?
Trillion. It don't fucking matter. She would have all the money in the goddamn world.
Let me hold that.
Listen. And you paid for my therapy this week? You feel me? Like, please. Oh, but then what will we have to trade her for her to pay off our stuff?
Listen, I know somebody that you can take right now.
I know a few people. I'll give you the addresses and everything.
That's crazy.
Listen, it will be for the greater good. Yep. You feel me? It will be for the greater good of society. Take them, please. Kill them dead right now. And then, I said, Rio looks so dead-eyed when she's talking to Alice. When she's like, if I had a nickel. Like, she just like no emotion behind the eye. Just like looking through you.
Strictly business.
Exactly. And then when I don't want to. Well, we gonna talk about the episode anyway. The difference in how she looks when she take Alice versus how she looked when she took Nikki.
Because
I can't
look with the baby.
I know. We'll get to it.
Alice with the corner.
I know, and also Nikki was her child. So
I just said the baby.
Oh, I thought you said Nikki was a baby. You said Nikki was their baby.
Yeah,
I feel you. And then I said. I'm gonna add that. No, that movie was too fucking stupid for me.
I don't remember that.
If y'all want me to do that movie, let me know. Oh, we didn't even say the name.
I don't know.
Dude, where's my car? I don't know. That movie is too fucking stupid for me. I just saw that I should do White Chicks. That movie was fucking hilarious. Anyway, I know. I'm sorry. Back to the to what we was talking about, and then. I said, yeah, to me, she looks completely different when she's doing her job versus when she's around Agatha. I mean, like, duh. But it's still very jarring.
Yeah.
And great casting. Because Aubrey can do dead eyes like nobody's business.
I do love that, like, she's able to... like, not split, but like, she's able to control how she's with Agatha versus how she is with, like other people.
She's able to regulate her emotions.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And even just from like an actor standpoint, that shows everybody who is in this show is perfectly casted, I think. And I think that Catherine and for some reason I get ready to say Avery. I don't know why. Catherine and Aubrey have these very controlled like facial expressions and body language that you can see.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to see all the takes that they've done because I want to see their different thoughts on
that would be
how this scene should read and how this scene should read. You know what I mean? Because I know they have multiple takes.
Absolutely.
Put it on a DVD, Blu-ray, whatever. I'll buy it. Just let me know. Now, may gotta do some strange stuff for a little piece of change, but I will give y'all that change.
That's wild.
And then, I was like, they better bring my baby Alice back because I hate that she died. Fuck that. And then when Rio was like, you ready? And Alice was like, no. I was like, oh my God.
Like, honestly though, like, are you ever really truly ready?
Some people maybe, but I don't think she was. That's so
like she just got over her
she just got over her generational trauma.
Yeah.
She just figured out what was really the issue. She just figured out her purpose, was able to use her powers. Well, here's the thing about Alice. I don't know if she didn't have her power. I think she just didn't have access to it. Like she was blocked. Because you see, when Agatha's trying to get their power from them, it was sparking from her.
Yeah.
But I think she just didn't know how to access it yet. So she just learned how to access her power by protecting somebody. And then she just died. But Rio goes, "You're a protection witch." And she's like, "Yeah." And she goes, "You died protecting someone." And I get it, but I still fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much potential with her character. And I get why. Because Jen is the pass forward. And
I like, honestly, I'm trying to figure out.
I wouldn't have minded if they had killed Teen and let Alice stay alive. Girl, fuck you. I don't give a
back.
Oh,
I'm trying to say what I'm trying to.
He aggravated the fuck out of me in these 2 episodes. So I want him dead. I don't give a fuck about his brother. Anyway, go ahead. What was you saying?
Are you done?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
We'll see. Go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say, I feel like if they bring her back, who would she be protecting?
Everybody. They could put her as... I've never seen the fuck ass Avengers, but I feel like... Not fuck ass Avengers, I'm just playing. I know how you Marvel fans are. I'm just kidding. I never seen that movie. But I feel like they could put... There's something they could do with Alice. Get the fuck out of my face, though. You got these punk ass, all these punk ass superhero dudes that do the same shit. What's Iron Man? What the fuck does he do? Be rich and be a dickhead? No. They could put Alice somewhere in there. I don't give a fuck. Bring Alice back. I'm not playing with y'all. And then,
okay.
When Jen was banging on the wall after Lilia, sacrificed herself and the wall bricked over, solidified. And Jen's face, I was like, when she was like, Lilia,
because they just I don't know if they just did it, but it seemed like they just formed a
real sisterhood.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Once I get it, but it's once everything's solidified, that's when y'all want to fucking pull them. It's one little bit of satisfaction, and then all of a sudden,
no more. That's enough.
Which I get is reality, but it's still come on, dude. But yeah, when she was knocking on the wall, I was like, Jen, she's gone, baby. She's gone. Her face, and then I was like, Jen's growth, chef's kiss.
Yes.
She is a completely different character than she was from the beginning. And I'm trying to think about, I do feel like all of the characters had growth throughout the series, but I feel like hers has been so the complete opposite of what she was when she came in. Alice's was about figuring out her generational trauma.
Yeah.
And learning that, you can't control everything, being a protective person, everything like that. Lilia's was learning that she just needed community, and cutting yourself off from people because you're scared about what's going to happen. It doesn't serve anybody. It just makes you lonely. And then Agatha's and there's just a whole different thing. But Jen's is just feeling like you've been, and as a black woman, and that's what I'm gonna bring it to, because I'm a black woman, Jen's a black woman, whatever. As a black woman, feeling like your powers have been completely stripped from you. You're bound somewhere where you don't want to be, and you can't do the things that you want to do, the things that you've worked your entire life doing. And then realizing that, the power's always been inside me. I take the permission back from you. I take the permission from you to keep me where I don't want to be. And it's so different because when you first see her, you think that her whole thing is vanity, but really she's just shielding herself.
Yeah.
And so I think she's had the biggest growth. And I appreciate seeing that. I think they did it really well. Again, you know how shows and movies do us.
It's like she's a blooming flower.
Okay.
I don't like how you said it. Okay, I take that statement back.
No, okay. I was waiting for you to explain that. What you mean?
Because like how you said, like she was guarded to like, you know, she was so closed off to like water and get like health and like, you know, grow. And then she was able to finally open up a little bit, let the sun shine in, and then that revealed her true potential. And so now she's able to like fully. Are you being
so let her cook. I get what you're saying. No, I
do. You feel me?
Yeah. No, I definitely again, maybe it's because I'm a Black woman. I definitely not side more, but understand more of Jen's perspective.
Yeah.
But it was great to see. I enjoyed it. I'm happy that the show did her good. Exactly, did her justice. Now, hopefully they do something with her, and hopefully it's Jack's vision. I don't care about what these straight white men think about these characters, or where they would put them, or what man they would attach them to. I don't want to see that. I want to see the people who created WandaVision, had hands in WandaVision, Agatha All Along. I'm only interested in their opinions of these characters and where it's going.
Yeah.
If you take that away, I don't fucking want it. Keep that shit to yourself. Dead ass. Because again, nobody can do what they've done
at all.
And no, just no. And then I was like, so then we get to Agatha. She pops up on the screen. She's looking discombobulated. I'm like, what's going on? You see the green all around her. And then I was like, me, what's up, sexy? I'm sorry. I know, serious topics at hand. Try not to be gay for 5 minutes. But she looked fine. When she was looking around and Rio was thin.
Dang. Was this when they was coming out the mud?
No. That happened already.
Girl, yes, they did.
This was after Jen was knocking on the wall, trying to get Lilia out.
So okay. So you know how so say the first one, how they went down the slide.
How did they exit?
Yeah.
They went into the Iron Maiden.
The what?
The Iron Maiden.
What is that?
Remember when Lily was like, when she calls you a coward, hit the deck? So they went up the steps.
And then came out where?
Outside. They went through the Iron Maiden. They turned around because the opening bricked over. Remember, Jen was knocking on it. And then they sat in the little stairwell. Jen and Teen sat in the little stairwell. Agatha walked up because she went out first. Agatha walked up and was looking around trying to find Rio, I'm guessing. This is when they was in the middle. Yeah.
In the forest.
Excuse me. Yes, in the forest.
God, thank you.
And then I was like, the green reflected in Agatha's eyes looks otherworldly. Because it looked so cool. The editing and amazing. Coloring, everything so satisfying. And then we see Agatha looking around discombobulated, and then she sees Rio, and you see Rio standing there moving her fingers with the dirt circling around her feet. And I was like, hi, Scary Rio. Sorry, Death. Hey, what's up, girl? How you doing?
The OG Greenwood.
Right? And then I was like, I like Rio's getup. This outfit, of course, because she's looking at Agatha, looks a little less scary, a little more sexy. I like the designs that they had in the book too, the art book.
Yes,
I was like, oh, if they had implemented more of those, fuck yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I was like, I like her getup. And then when she said, your coven is shrinking and the bodies are really piling up, the way she said those lines is hilarious to me.
Yep. So it's like she's I don't want to say reminiscing, but it might be reminiscing.
Probably reminiscing about their scam that they was doing back in the day.
Exactly. So it's bringing like flashbacks.
Gas. And then he was like, just like you promised.
Ooh.
And Agatha was like, what? Oh, no. She's like, just like you promised. And I was like, what? But then I said it in Agatha's voice. Remember when they're like, she's just trying to get her power ring. And she's like, what? Yeah, that's how I wrote it down in a way. But for some reason I was like, what? That's not what I. And then I was like, she knows you, Ags. When
Eggs.
Agatha.
Oh.
When she was like, you were distracting me from him. Or when she was like, just like you promised, but and she was like, you're a big girl. No, what did she say? Fuck. She was like, just like you promised. And she was like, but I thought there'd be a trick in there. And there was. You're protecting him from me. And she was like, you're a big girl. I thought you'd figure it out. I was like, she knows you, Agatha. Like,
oh. She knows peanut.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then she's like, he's an abomination. I was like, he is an abomination. And then I said, he's an abomination.
Sorry. We left it.
Okay. The animosity in her voice when she says he is disrupting the sacred balance. I was like, oh, you made her mad. She's mad now. She's not happy. She's like, that's why this motherfucker was here. When I asked you why you brought this boy, you said many hands. You was bullshit me.
So, what was the reason?
What was the reason? What? That she brought him?
Yeah.
He created the shit. And she was like, I was like, of course Rio doesn't like him because he broke the rules. He stole a life. But also, there's anger there. I said maybe she may feel like Agatha is trying to replace their child. But I was like, I don't know. Maybe she does feel like she's trying to not replace their child, but be like, I have somebody else without you. And it was with Wanda, and she like, when there's people that ship Wanda and Rio together, I'm like, Rio would fucking hate Wanda. She'd be like,
I don't see that.
You bitch. You are my wife. Like, she would, I don't think she would like her. I don't know. I feel like she would have serious beef. And then, I was like, oh, when she was saying that he's an abomination and all that, I was like, is Rio like, I couldn't bring back our child, why would I allow him to steal another life? Because she's like, I couldn't bring back our child because she had to take Nikki.
Yeah. And
she couldn't bring him back. So why the fuck would I let him walk around in another life? Yeah. And then she was like, I watch you, Agatha, just as closely as you watch everyone else. I was like, yeah, Agatha, we watch you. We see you, girl. We see each other. Where's that from?
That's her?
No. I see you. We see each other.
Tell me Raven.
No, it's not Raven.
Who is it?
The Atlanta Housewives. It was Nene and Candy. At the reunion, she's like, I see you. She's like, I see you. And Nene was like, we see each other. Anyway. So that's when the Real Housewives was good.
Flew over my head.
And then I was like, listen, Rio is pissed to the highest level of passivity. She
said a word.
Yes. It's my word. Who gonna check me? She is so mad at these people. So mad at that boy. So mad at Agatha. She just mad.
So then...
And then
sorry.
What?
I'm so sorry.
What?
But not really. So then... Well, obviously not if she's reacting this way. Okay, never mind. But then also, if it's Agatha...
Can you please just say what the fuck you're trying to say? You know I hate that. You disrupted me from my flow. Say what you gotta say. Stop with the never mind shit.
No, because, like, you said that Agatha knew that he created it.
She did.
So then, how did Rio not know?
Rio did know.
So then I'm confused. See,
this walk with another woman's son on a road that does stop. She's gonna say on a road that doesn't exist. Rio knew. Agatha and Rio have been doing this scam for fucking years, for fucking centuries. Okay. There's never been a road conjured. The only opposite now is this little boy. Okay. That's how she knew. If you doing something the same way, same results every fucking time, you add one new element, obviously that element is the outlier.
Okay, got it.
But yeah, that was my next thing. Had you let me finish what I was saying?
You girl, you know I can't do that.
Zippy lip.
Like a padlock.
Oh my God. Rio said, this walk with another woman's son, the way she said that. This walk with another woman, how fucking dare you?
The audacity.
The caucasity. Bitch. You got some explaining to do. And then, yeah, she was like, on a road that doesn't, and then Agatha was like, stop. She was going to obviously say on a road that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But she said it with so much disgust and anger. This walk with another woman's son. Like, wow, you gonna do that? It's not enough for you to sleep with other women, but you gonna take another woman's son? Why are you making that face?
Because I'm so
confused about what, girl? What's confusing you? Let's see if we can help her out, chat. What's confusing you?
My brain is just...
Don't they do that when they like live stream chat?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Okay, so let me put this in order. Team created
the road.
Uh-huh. Agatha and Rio know that it's fake.
Uh-huh. That's why Rio was like, I'm just here for the vibes.
So are those only two out of like that group that know it's fake?
Yes.
Okay. So that means he knows it's fake.
No, he doesn't know that it's fake. He doesn't know that he created it until yes. He thinks this is all fucking real. Because he's never been on the road. He's never been a part of their scam. You see how Wanda created everything in Westview?
Yeah.
That's what he did. How Wanda created a whole town, had people involved. Yes.
Okay.
He didn't know that he had powers yet. So he didn't know that he could conjure stuff like his mama. So that's why she was like, you really are Maximoff. Like your damn mammy. The only people who know for sure that the road is not real is Agatha and Rio.
Oh.
Because they've done this spiel plenty of times and nary a road has been conjured until now. Rio is used to Agatha luring in other witches to get their power.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it makes sense that Sharon died before Rio joined them, because Sharon was not a real witch.
Mm-hmm.
So Rio's like, well, yeah, all these bitches got powers, and we want to take them. That's what we do. We've never done this before. And then she see that boy, and she's like, who is he? It's usually women witches that...
Yeah.
I think only women can be witches, no? I think boys, whatever. So yeah, that's that. Are you still confused?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to help you there.
Because, like, how did he not recognize?
Because he wasn't paying attention to it.
Get it. Okay.
You know how, like, when they're like, you speak things into reality, you don't realize that you're speaking them into reality until they happen, and then you're like, oh shit.
So it's like a deja vu moment.
Not deja vu, because deja vu means it feels like it's happened before. It's more like you're speaking things into reality. Because you say it, its existence becomes real, and you don't realize it till after you've already conjured it.
Okay, got it.
So after certain things line up, you're like, wait a minute. Oh shit.
Okay.
That's the way that it makes sense to me. It might not to y'all. I apologize. Y'all could come up with your own analogies and put them in the comments. Yeah.
Help me understand.
Facts. And then, I said, Rio was about to end it all. She was finna say on a road that doesn't exist. Now, if she had said that, us, the viewer, would be like, is this shit not real? Because up until that point, we're just like team. We think this shit is real.
Got it.
Right? Had she finished that statement, we would have been like, wait a minute. This shit is fake, ain't it? But she stopped her. And then, I was saying, she was finna say a road that doesn't exist. I wonder why Agatha stopped her short in saying that, though. Of course, it's because us, the viewer, we are not privy to that information yet. But I wonder, within the context of them, why she stopped her there. You feel me? And then when Rio was like to Agatha, no one in history has had special treatment like you. And Agatha was like, you call what you did special treatment? You gave me nothing. You took. And Rio was like, and that's your job, right? I was like, fuck, man, they need to just talk this out. Like, they both lost their child. Rio had the sucky job of having to take him into the afterlife. They both lost. Why? They're punishing each other.
Yeah.
When they both endured something fucking traumatic. And I just want them to talk it out and kiss. And hug and make up. Well, it's not hug and make up, it's kiss and make up. So kiss and fucking make up. Make another. I'm just kidding. I was gonna say make another child. I'm just playing. Okay. I'm trying to keep it lighthearted because this goes into some real dark themes. So I'm not being insensitive. I just have to make myself laugh. Otherwise, it's gonna be real fucking depressing. And then I was like, as someone who hasn't had children or lost children, excuse me, who hasn't had children or lost children, it just seems like they both tried their best. They both suffered a loss, and that hatred, anger, sadness, longing, and resentment that they feel towards each other is so thick it's suffocating. And they don't talk. That's the problem. They don't talk it out. They just get straight to fighting and fucking. You forget all the other L's in the L word. Like, that's lost on you. You've never seen the L word. Listen to the L word theme song. You'll get what I just said.
Okay.
And then I was like, it's heartbreaking because I get both of their points of view. You gave me nothing. You took. She broke the rules for you, gave you what she could, and also lost her child as well.
Yeah.
So she went against the sacred balance, the natural order of things for you, and then still had to take the child, and then still get used to you being mad at her for it. She did what she could, even though she wasn't supposed to. And then I was like, because this is when I asked you yesterday, I was like, do you think that it would have been better? Oh, because I said people's headcanon is that Agatha and Rio have been pregnant multiple times, all of it ending in the same situation. Child loss. That's why Agatha ran away this time and got a lemon, was trying to... Oh, this is for... Fuck. Okay. This is for episode 9, but we talking about it. I don't want to forget, so we're going to talk about it now. I'm sorry. I was like, what I'm talking to is what happens in episode 9. We're on episode 8, but it's fine. When I asked you yesterday, do you think it's better to have her have lost a child during childbirth, which is what seems like it was supposed to happen? Or do you think it was better that she got to spend a little bit of time with him and then lost him? I still don't know. They both sound fucking terrible.
Yes, for me, yes, it's terrible. But for me, I honestly would rather it be childbirth. Because, like, I absolutely hate to get attached. And I get attached quick. I would hate to get attached to a child and then have to lose that child. But because, like, granted, you have like these memories, so like it's happiness, but it's like you don't have it anymore.
But my thing is, like, for some, I'm sure it's not the same for all. I've never been pregnant,
Same.
But a lot of people, I don't want to generalize. When you're pregnant, you're already forming a bond with the child and everything like that. So you're already attached to it. If it's not if you're like a surrogate or anything like that, but like if you're like, oh, this is a child I'm gonna have with my partner.
Yeah,
we made this child. We love this child. I don't know which one would be better. Losing before you get to experience them.
I think it's that one.
Or having some memories with them and losing them then. I think it's both I think it's all terrible.
Yeah.
But I just don't know mentally, because again, I've never been in a situation, so I could be like, oh, I would rather. I just don't. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I would rather. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's for episode 9. I may bring it up again, but I knew that if I did it now, I would forget.
Back to episode 8.
Yes, back to episode 8. But yes, I get both their viewpoints. I understand. They both lost a child. It sucks. And I was like, I know that there's alternate takes of the scene. I'd love to see them all. I'd pay good money
to
see what Catherine and Aubrey thought were. Like, how should we play it like this? Should we play it like this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would love to see that. And then when Rio was like, why do you let them believe those things about you, about Nikki? The way she asks breaks my fucking heart. And you see her eye like twitch when she says Nikki's name. And that's also when I knew that she had something to do with his creation, because there's a sense of familiar
I can't say that word.
There's a sense of
yes. I can't say that.
This lisp is fucking me up. Familiarity. And that's the last time I'm going to try and say it. There's a sense of that there. And that's not funny. Stop.
Sweet.
There's a sense of that there. Like, it wasn't just oh, yeah, I had to take this kid into the afterlife. Yeah. There's a deeper connection there. Exactly. And then, so I was like, so even before they confirmed, even before Jack, who created the show, confirmed that Rio is Nikki's other mother, I already sensed it. It felt like there was something there for that. But yeah, no, the way she says it breaks my heart. And then, yeah, I was like, the way Rio's eyes twitched when she said their son's name, it made me emotional. It was sad. And then Agatha was like, because the truth is too awful. And I was like, the truth of being what? You protected your child for as long as you could, and things happen. Maybe Agatha feels like she was a failure of a mother because he died young. And I'm sure that there is that sense there as well. I'm sure, again, I've never lost a child, but if you do, I feel like one of your emotions is like, I failed. Yeah. Like, I failed the one job I'm like supposed to do. But that couldn't be furthest from the like shit. I know it sounds this bitch who has never had a kid saying this, I get it. But it's like stuff does happen. And I know that it's easy to internalize things like this and emotions like this and talk so bad to yourself about yourself. But like you did what you could
with what you had.
Exactly. Also, I think another added element to it is that she didn't know how much time she would have. True. I feel like if she knew how much time she had, it still would have hurt, but
she would have been more prepared.
Exactly. Which you never prepare for losing a child, but because the way Rio had to take him, I get it, but it's also like fuck. So I think it was a lot of the unknowns is what the issue. Well, yeah. But yes, I was like, I hate that she feels like she was a failure of a mother, especially with how much of a cunt her mother was. And from what we've seen, that couldn't be furthest from the truth. And also, I saw that somebody was like, Nikki had a room in Agatha's like delusion mind.
Yeah.
Because she never got to give him a room in his real life because they lived in the woods. And I was like, oh my god, that's so fucking sad. Oh, she always thought about that little boy. Like, she never... Man, that's crazy. And then we get to Jen and Teen sitting in the stairwell. And Jen taking off her jewelry. I feel like that was the last of her vanity aspect. She was like, I don't need that shit. And then Teen goes, so Agatha's ex is death. And then Jen goes, that also makes sense. So I was like, if y'all only knew. And if y'all only knew. And then yeah, she was like, the original Green Witch. She told us from the beginning. I was like, yeah, she told y'all. Y'all ain't listen. She said, the Green Witch. Remember when Alice asked her?
Mm-hmm.
And then Teen was like, where's Agatha? And I was like, Agatha's talking to her baby mama right now. Just let her talk to her wife, dog. You do not want to get in that.
Mm-mm.
Just leave him be. And then when Rio was like, that boy, like, I can't let him go. He stole another life. I can't let him go. I have to take him.
Yeah.
And then that goes like, what that boy wants from the road is stupid or something like that. And I was like, Agatha's like, I don't give a fuck about this boy's kin, folks. You wasting the road on some stupid shit. And then and she was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about them kin folks. I'm tired of all these Max Mothloff says all of them. And then realizing why Rio can't just take Teen or kill Teen, because he'll respawn and she won't know where the fuck he's at. Yeah, because Agatha was like, well, yeah, because if they kill the body he's in now, he'll just jump to another body.
How's he able to do that?
That's one of his powers.
So he's never really dead?
No, he just jumps to another body. And
okay.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, he'll respawn. And then when Agatha was like, I can deliver him to you, I was like, deliver him to you is crazy. Like, he's a fucking pizza. Here's your order. I know. Five Guys. No. That's not pizza.
I know,
but what I said isn't pizza either. So we both sound stupid. I meant to say 5-star. Five Guys is burgers. Any goddamn.
I got for dinner.
What?
Burgers and fries.
From Five Guys?
No. I don't have menu.
I know, right? Five Guys, lower your prices. It's fucking ridiculous. That food is good though, but still.
Thank you.
And then I was like, no, we won't let you go, because Agatha was like, if I deliver him to you, you let me go.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. And then Agatha goes, when I die, a long time from now. I was like, that's when I knew. That's when I knew she was dying. I was like, oh, foreshadowing. Then she was like, I don't want to see your face. I was like, baby girl, I got some bad news for you. Every time you think about your son, guess who you're going to see? Because he looks exactly fucking like her.
Yeah.
He has her whole face. Can you imagine going through birth in the woods by your goddamn self just for your child to come out looking like the other parent? I'll be like, put it back. We doing it all over again. You better come out here like you got some sick. And then I was like, when Agatha said that to Rio, it hurt her so bad.
Yeah.
You could see it in her face. I was like, leave her alone.
They want to be separated, but they need to be separated.
No, why they need to be separated?
Oh.
Exactly, it don't make no sense. She's doing her job anyway. It don't make no fucking sense. No, I don't accept that. And then I was like, yeah, I saw online, people were saying that Agatha wasn't expecting Rio to agree to stop pursuing her, because you could see it in her face too. She's like, when Rio was like, okay, she's like,
oh, she's okay.
Like, you better fight for this love, bitch. And then I was like, they just need to hug and kiss each other, please. Please. And then when Rio left, her cutting the road even more confirms that it's fake, and I'm happy that they did it, because when she like sliced into the road when she was leaving.
Yes.
I was like, it showed even more that the shit is fake. And then Agatha's face when Rio left, she was like, did this bitch just?
Yeah.
And then so we get over to Jin and Teen walking, and Jin is asking him about his allegiance to Agatha. And he's just being disrespectful. I was like, watch your mouth, boy. These last 2 episodes, he irked me. And then I was like, when Agatha heard him, when he was like, Agatha Harkness will never be anything but a covenantless witch. And she was like, ouch. And then she started crashing out because of her fight with Rio. I was like, she crashing out for real. And then when she was dissing Jin's name, I was like, I too hate kale, the vegetable.
Never had it.
Don't.
I like spinach.
It's not spinach.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then when Agatha face planted over their shoes, because it was like, oh, we're back right to the beginning of the road.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh shit. I thought that was funny. And then I was like, and this is when I knew the road was made up. Why is she asking him if that's it? Okay. Why is she asking him if that's it? They're home, but they're about to go.
Mm-hmm.
That thing.
Okay.
She was like, why are you asking him if that's it? You've been here before, right? You done this before, right?
Hold on, who's talking?
Agatha. When she was like, that's it? Asking him why they circled back. She was like, if you don't know, then keep quiet. And, oh yeah, that was the next thing. She's like, if you don't know, then keep quiet. I was like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me first.
Yeah. Yes. Anything else? Anything else? And then Jen looked so sad. I was like, I said, baby. But she was like, I'm not going through all that shit again. Because Agatha's like, we'll do it again. And Jen's like, I'm not going through all that shit again. And Agatha's like, fine, stay here. I was like, ooh. I was like, I like mean crashing out Agatha. And then I said, I mean, we just making shit up. So yeah, put your shoes back on. He was like, I did it to respect the road, but fuck the road and put your shoes back on. I was like, y'all making shit up, so go ahead.
Live, laugh.
And then live, laugh, love. And then they wake up in the like morgue style drawer things. I was like, I would absolutely hate that. Being in body bags in the wall. Now I'm sure it's not an actual wall. I'm sure it's just something. Still, just the thought of it. Just the thought of it skews me out. And then the fact that Agatha and Jen's bags were zipped up, fuck no. I would have a panic attack. This is why I can't be no actor. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. You're going to have to put in a stunt double.
Not a stunt double.
Girl, I'm not doing, even for a second. You're not zipping me in no fucking bag. Are you crazy? If we was meant to be in bags, we'd be in bags.
Got it.
Yeah.
Genius right there.
Off the top of the dome. You feel me? And then when Jen was struggling to get out of hers, and Teen was like jumping up to when Agatha was like, don't steal her struggle. I was like, listen, the social commentary about that line, baby, that can be said. Jen, a black woman struggling. Here come this white man, like, oh, let me
hero.
Let me be the white knight. And Agatha's like, don't steal her struggle. I was like, yes, Agatha, you know. And then I was like, yeah, if it's a real draw, kudos to them, because fuck no. And then I said one thing about Agatha. She gonna find that brooch, because once again, the brooch, and it was in a Ziploc bag and everything. I was like, I know that's right. And then the one thing I didn't understand is why Teen's and Jen's, why their safe keepsakes, why they were ruined. I get it, maybe because it's like they don't need them anymore. And Agatha's has like sentimental value because her son. Yeah. And theirs is just like not props, but like props of who they used to be.
Throwaways.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, maybe that's why they didn't need it anymore. And then I was like, not for nothing, I like the flooring. That flooring looked real nice. I would put that in my house. I would polish it though. Make that pattern, but out of concrete, polished concrete. Sorry, I'm just thinking about tiny homes. Obsessed. And then I was like, Agatha, let my baby think. Don't be rude. When she was like, you're being quiet to Jennifer. She's like, you're either usually freaking out really loudly or something else really loudly. Talking really loudly or freaking out. I don't know. Something like that. Well, I was like, Agatha, don't be rude. Don't be rude to my baby. Let her think. Yup. And then I said, one thing about black women, we gonna find a way and help everybody else out. Even if they always treat us like shit and don't give no fucks about us, we always gonna be like, let me find a way to get us out of here. Yeah. Ain't that like a black woman? And then when she was like, I'm thinking about how to save your ass, and Agatha was like, pardon? I was like, Agatha, stop it. And then Jen, she looked sad. I was like, oh, Jen, baby. Oh, I feel for Jen. And then I said, yeah, Agatha. I don't know what that was too. Yeah, Agatha. I don't know what that was from, but I said, yeah, Agatha. And then when Jen was talking about how, or when okay, the yeah Agatha was, because she was like, how you gonna save us with no powers? And Tim was like, she didn't have powers and she saved all of us before. I was like, yeah, Agatha. That's what that's from. And then when Jen was talking about how, when she was like, well, then that means that I wasn't really bound for 100 years, or a doctor in Boston didn't take my powers. And Agatha was like, hmm. And then I was like, Agatha, what did you do? And then I was like, of course she's the one who bound her, because she's the one who bound Jen. She did it for a person, because she was trying to save herself, And she was like, it was bind or burn. So she bound her. And that's why when they were talking over the campfire, and Jen was like, I don't even know how he took my power, because the man who took her power, quote unquote, wasn't magical. So she's like, I don't even know how he did it. Come to find out, it's fucking Agatha. Agatha. And then, and that's what it always come to. And then, when Jen was like, she snatched her hair and tied it, trying to do the unbinding ritual. Yeah. And she's like, ooh, when Agatha was like, ooh, atta girl, Jen. Good for, oh no, she's like, ooh, atta girl, good for you. I was like, gay ass, why you saying that like like that, Huffy? She being serious and you flirting. And then when Jen was like, I deny your power over me, you hold nothing. I was like, I'm getting more social commentary from this. Like, Yoshi agrees. He a white cat, but he a black cat. You feel me? He agrees. So, yes, I do feel like there was social commentary in that. And then Agatha, being Agatha, was like, ooh, say it like you mean it, though, Jen. I was like, she's so fruity. Gay ass. And then I was like, yes, Jen, when she got her power back. Oh, I said, this scene was so liberating. Like, not trying to do too much, but as a black woman and breaking a spell from the white woman that bound her and getting her power back, after figuring out that she didn't really need it, it was nice to have powers, but she could do what she could do without them. Yeah. So she wanted her powers, but she didn't need her powers. You feel me? I was like, it's very cathartic for me to watch, and again, more social commentary. But I just thought that scene was really well done, and the sob that Jen lets out when she it felt,
breaks through the grass.
Like, it watching that for the first time. I can remember I was like, oh my god, I felt like relief. Yeah. And I don't know how to explain it, but that's the best that I can do. And then it's like, it's also nice because, again, you know how media does us, especially dark-skinned black women. It was nice to see. And then I said, Sashir's dramatic acting has been phenomenal watch through the series. Again, she was my favorite cast member on SNL, and I've watched her stand up, so I knew she was funny and she's hilarious. But her in this role was just an absolute joy to experience, and I really hope they take good care of her. I don't trust Disney or Marvel, but I'm hoping they take good care of her. She did really great in this role. And you can see that she's passionate about it and she likes it. And even in the panels, you can see that she really liked the show. And I fucking love that for her. And then I said, mean Agatha again, love her deep voice. This is after Jen has been, booted off the road. She got her power back and everything. And so it's just Agatha and Teen. And she's being like herself to him. And her voice is so deep. And I'm just like, ooh. And then, when she told him to sit down, he's like, why? I was like, because she told you to sit down, boy. Wow. Yeah. And then when she was like, we know that you'll respawn to try and save your brother. And she's like, that's what got Rio in such a tizzy. I was like, girl, not you admitting details. That is not the only reason why Rio was pissed. And then when Agatha was like, time to grow up, and she smacked the floor, I was like, I love that. I don't know why, but it just, again, we're so used to Agatha being jokester,
Yeah.
flirting, but this felt like, sit the fuck down. I'm not playing with you.
Serious. Mother mode.
Like, and then when she was sitting, I noticed Agatha's hair was so long as damn near touching the floor. I was like, girl, cut your hair. I'm just playing. And then when she was like, close your eyes to Tina, I was like, yes, ma'am. And I closed my eyes. She, whatever mom says, you do it. And then, so this was when he was remembering what was happening, where his brother is, and you can hear before that, you can hear Wanda folding her spell, and you can hear her talking about, she's like, thank you, boys, for allowing me to be your mother. And I was like, Wanda. Oh, and then when she was telling Teen to breathe in to match the pattern of his brother's breathing, and I was like, you're supposed to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. That's how you're supposed to breathe. And then I was like, I feel like she's hypnotizing him, because she had her hands on his shoulder, on his head, and was telling him what to do, and telling him, I feel like she was hypnotizing him. And then I was like, when she grabs his head, it's like, oh. And I was like, the fact that she knows how many bodies empty out every minute, because she said when he was like, I can't find him a body, and Agatha was like, 120 bodies empty out every minute. You can find him one. I was like, her and Rio been pillow talking. Because how you know exactly how many bodies empty out? You know what I mean? What are you confused about?
I'm sure you'll explain later, so wait.
Okay. And then I was like, the poor boy drowned. The poor boy they drowned. Hold on. The poor boy they drowned. This is what I said. That poor boy they drowned. So sad. And then when Billy was like, Agatha, am I killing this boy so my brother can live? I was like, well, yes. Because you need to find him a body. You're not saving him. So it's all your fault, Billy. And then, so after he found him a body and he disappeared off the road because he got what he wanted, when Agatha was like, no, Billy, sometimes boys die, my fucking heart.
Oh, God.
I was like, Agatha, please. And I was like, she just misses her baby. And mind you, her son died in the 1700s. We're all the way in 2025. It's been centuries.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. And then I was like, I wonder if it was that moment she decided to forgive Rio, or if it was when she found the dandelion and said, out of death, life. I wonder where she decided. I forget, like, it's not her, like, I wonder. And then when she was figuring out the plant, the dandelion, and she's like, I need more time. I was like, my fucking heart. Because that's the same thing she said. That's the same thing. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
When Rio was coming.
Oh my God. No, after Rio had taken him, she was holding his dip. She was like, I need more time. I was like, please stop. This is the fucking thing about Disney. You supposed to be for children. You supposed to be a children's show. Why the fuck you just like that stupid fucking Inside Out? Shut the fuck up with that. It pissed me off so bad. I was like, this movie is dumb as fuck. This is supposed to be for children. What they know about? Anyway, getting sidetracked.
Okay.
So after she planted it and it grew, and she was laughing, she's like, I did it. Because, so I saw somebody online was like, all Agatha feels like she knows how to do is kill and take life. And then she created her son, but you know what happened, and then she planted it and it actually grew.
She created
So, but after that, then the ceiling started breaking down, the rocks come. I was like, why are you looking up at the ceiling that's breaking down with your mouth open? Rocks is falling down currently on your head, and you looking up like, what's going on? Close your mouth again with the bugs. It's just like with the bugs. Like, she don't know how to keep her mouth closed. Maybe that's the problem. Anyway, and so after she pushed open the door and was walking off, up out of the basement, and you saw the green and you heard Rio cackling, and I was like, Rio, ever the dramatic wife. And then I was like, her cackle is phenomenal. They did great casting. And when she was like, congratulations, my love. I'm sorry I didn't have a ribbon for you to run through. I was like, oh. And then Agatha was like, I want my prize. And he was like, so do I. And you saw her half like skeleton face. It looked so cool. That creeped you out?
Yeah.
It looked so cool.
It was cool, but like,
because it was like a flash of lightning and bam. I was like, that's fucking awesome. The effects, incredible, immaculate. And then I was like, when Agatha was like, I got you what you wanted. I got you the boy. I was like, Agatha, now you know good and goddamn well you did not get him out the way y'all agreed. He was supposed to go with Rio. and then I was like, so this was after when she cut her with the shards of the glass. I was like, I can't imagine the stinging, like the glass, and I was like, ugh. And then I was like, Herb, take your black ass in the damn house. Have you learned nothing? Because he's sitting there standing outside his house looking at the sky. It's not enough that you standing outside. You can see that shit from your window for sure. You decided to walk your black ass out the house and look up in the sky.
I get a good view.
After you seeing what happened with Wanda, my ass would be, I'd be like, it's not my business. It got nothing to do with me. As long as I ain't under no more spells, I don't care. Whatever. And then I was like, she's not evil, Ags, because Agatha was trying to cast a spell. She was like, banish this evil or whatever. And then Rio was like, you're calling me evil? I was like, she's not evil. She's not evil. And then when Rio goes, I'm the natural order of all things, baby, and you love me. I was like, A+ line and delivery. Cause facts. And then when she was like, you're a coward, and of course, yeah, she told her hit the deck. When she threw the sink at her, I was like, why she throw a sink at her though? Of all things, why a sink? And a double sink at that? And why was it painted yellow? I can't think of any kitchen design where I want a yellow fucking sink. I think yellow is the worst color for it. Anyway. And then when Rio was like, why don't you want me? And it was so heartbreaking. I was like, oh my I just need y'all to talk, please. Moms are fighting. And then I said, when it comes to the part where Rio injured Agatha's ankle, I can't look at the screen. Like, just hearing it enough is, when she had the wood and she like cut the back of her Achilles. I was like, ooh, I don't like that. And it makes the back of my foot itch. Just the sound, I'm like, I can't do it. And then Rio got off the roof and floated down. I was like, again, I like Rio's get up. I like her outfit.
Yes.
With the hood and everything like that. I thought that was cool. And then I was like, freaky times, because they was like, Rio pulled out her knife and she just like smiling. I was like, because Catherine said, which I agree with, that this is their form of foreplay.
Yeah.
And I was like, freaky times. And then you see Teen, he blasts her away and you see him coming down in his outfit. I was like, where the hell does this boy find time to change his outfit? One thing about the gays, we gonna change our clothes. And then when she when she was like, you look good, when Agatha was like, you look good to Teen, and he was like, you don't. I was like, she always looks good.
You don't
fucking do that.
Like, watch your mouth.
And then when Agatha was like, or when Rio was like, one of you has to come with me, and Agatha, or hold on.
Back it up.
Bake it up. I was like, she always looks good. And I was like, give him the Alice treatment. I mean, what?
Shut his powers?
Cute. And I was talking to Rio. I was like, give him the Alice treatment.
Gotcha.
Take him into the afterlife. Take this motherfucker off my screen. And then Agatha started to cackle because, he was like, don't take it all. Oh, that's what it was. Yes. When he was like, don't take it all. I was like, no, give him the Alice treatment. Take all that shit. Take it all from him. And then Agatha's cackle as she started to be recharged. It's like, love that. I was like, I missed you. And then I said, I missed this, Agatha. And then when Rio was like, which one of y'all are coming? And Agatha started with her power. And so she just flicked Teen into the greenhouse. I was like, I like how she just tossed him into the greenhouse. She's like, and the face she made too. She's like, ugh. I was like, yes. And then I was like, I fucking hate that we didn't actually get to see Agatha and Rio spar. Like, I know it was, their personal playtime or whatever, and I'm sure it was because they didn't have the budget. I still wanted to see it.
Yeah. That would have been cool.
Exactly. Did you have any opinions up until that point, or you just want me to go so I don't
go back to when?
Sure thing, girl. So back when go back to what?
No, when I was confused.
Go ahead.
Okay, with the Billy, all that.
Blee. Where's that from? Blee.
Ain't that the pig from? No?
Yeah, it's from Looney Tunes.
No, okay. Sorry. Okay, so his Billy's thing was to find his brother.
His mission or his purpose.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it was to find his brother a body or find his brother.
Well, because he thought that his brother respawned like he did.
Yeah.
He didn't know that his brother hadn't found a body yet until hold on, give me a second. I'm trying to remember. Until Agatha told him down in the basement. And she was like, your brother isn't born yet. You have to find a body. That's what got Rio in such a tizzy. Because she knows you can bring him back.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we good?
So now they're together.
Who?
Billy and Willie.
Billy and Willie?
Is that his birthday?
Billy and Tommy? Okay, Agatha.
Billy and Tommy.
I don't know. The series ended with them going to surgery. Okay. So Billy and Willie is crazy. So this is when Agatha and Rio were sparring that we didn't get to see. They were sparring off screen. And Rio was like, power looks good on you. And Agatha was like, honey, everything looks good on me. I was like, and do. I love their flirty banter. Oh, I wish we got to see more. Anyway. And then that's it. Teen, all that wasn't even necessary. When he flung Rio into the house, I was like, that wasn't necessary. This is their foreplay. Let them cook. And then after Agatha was knocked down and she was spitting out blood and everything, she was like, it should be me. We can't escape death. It should be me. I was like, no, it should be him, Agatha, not you. He's the abomination. And then when Billy was like, it's me, take me. And Agatha was like, yes, take him, the boy. I was like, take him, yes, take the boy. And I was like, she looks so hot. And she's like, after all, I'm a covenless witch. I was like, oh, she's so hot. And then Teen decided to get in her head. And he's like, Agatha, is this how Nikki died? I was like, don't say his name. I was like, don't say his name.
This is the second time he ruined the moment.
He disrespectful. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, and then so this was when Teen was in front of Rio. Rio was facing him. Agatha was behind them. Mm-hmm. And she was walking up behind Rio. And I was like, the way Rio felt Agatha coming up behind her, maybe she hurt her. Let me be delusional. Mm-hmm. The way she sensed her coming up, I was like, oh. And then she just turned around. She was like, what's going on? And then, ew, what we've been waiting for. The kiss. It was so good.
Yes.
I was like, I wish we got more of it. It was such a good. You could tell they put they whole. I'm just in awe. They put their whole foots into that kiss. I was like, as you should. That there's no way that they looked at this was like, people wouldn't be interested in this. There's just zero fucking way.
They knew what they was doing.
Also, we know that there's multiple takes of the kiss, and that the ADA or the people who were on set had to like turn down their microphones because the sounds they were making. I was like, I want all the takes. Give me all of them. Every single one. Even one, because we see that y'all, quote unquote, don't think people would be interested in shit. I want to see what y'all think we wouldn't be interested in. I want to see it all. But no, when we first saw, I was like, oh, to experience this again, because I know we just screamed.
Yes.
When we first watched it, Mom was like, what the? And we were just like, oh, screaming the whole time. Yeah, and we was like, it's a long one too. It was a long kiss.
Yes.
I was like,
they needed.
I was like, and then they changed the angles. I was like,
So they in the show.
listen. I was like, you go Disney. You go Disney. Thank you.
That is something.
Oh, incredible. Yeah, I was like, nah, I want all the outtakes right the fuck now. And then during the kiss, you saw the black lines that were starting on Agatha's face.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I feel like Rio touched Agatha's cheek to slow down her death. That's why the black lines disappeared. What were you going to say?
You said Agatha touched Rio?
No, Rio touched Agatha's cheek.
Oh.
That's why the black lines disappeared.
Gotcha.
And I was like, their facial expressions during and after the kiss are killing me. Like, they had their brows furrowed. They had their brows furrowed.
There you go.
Listen, y'all, please, not too much. I'm trying. And then I was like, yeah, again, I was like, there's no way you look at this and hear this and really think folks wouldn't be interested. Come the fuck on. That's why I called Cap. And then I was like, and that's how the episode ends. Lay sigh. One can dream, can't they? Happiness as a sapphic shipper. Honey, never. Where's that from?
Mm-hmm.
Honey, never.
Watch it.
Yes. Oh man, I was like, I fucking hate this. Agatha dying. I don't accept it. I don't like it.
Like,
I'm not cool with it.
I'm upset that she died, but like honestly, I love how she died.
That she was kissing her?
Yeah.
Gay ass. No, I don't like that she died. She just got her power back, dude.
Don't that sound familiar?
Huh?
Alice?
You know what? Stop making sense sometimes. It's pissing me off.
Oh.
Anyway, I don't care. I didn't accept Alice's death either. I don't accept it. I don't like it. I don't accept it. I don't agree. Whatever. And I was like, she looks beautiful though when she laid down until she came skeleton. I was like,
what is that?
And then Rio's face, I was like, I know, baby, I know. You saw her tears.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, wait, no. And even when Agatha was floating down her hand, she was like, wait, no. Yeah. It was like, fuck, come back. And then when you know, you saw her body decaying and flowers are going, I was like, flowers are beautiful or whatever.
That's true.
And then I was like, Rio lost her son and her wife.
When she buried Nikki, weren't those the same flower? The same color flowers?
But yeah, purple.
Mm.
I don't know if they were the same exact flowers, but they were the same color.
Mm.
And then I was like, Team picked up her fucking brooch with Nikki's hair in it. I was like, he should not have picked that up. That should have went to Rio.
Right.
I get why, after, you know, seeing the end of the episode, I get why he was the one to pick it up. But still, that pissed me the fuck off. It should have been him. And then I said, so when Teen is walking out of the house or whatever, you know, the backyard, I was like, these folks watching him leave the same way they watch his mama leave. Like, yeah, these people done tore up y'all town and whatnot, and now just walking out. And I was like, it's so funny that he has powers, he can fly and whatnot, but he was just like, let me get back in this old ass station wagon and just drive home. He's like, because one thing about it, my parents gonna be like, where the fuck is our car?
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. I was like, oh, when he got home, and they was like, finally, where you been? I was like, this boy been gone forever, and y'all just now trying to see where he been at.
Like a missing.
No cell phone or nothing. No Amber Alert. Maybe New Jersey is different. I don't know. And then so after this is when Billy got into his room after the shower or whatever. I was like, his little bird chest. his little skinny bird chest. And then he was looking around his room. He was like, because he heard the song playing. He heard Lorna's ballad playing. He's like, and then he looked around and saw everything that was on the road as a part of something that's in his room. I was like, yeah, boy, now you see it, dramatic ass. And then I was like, she told your ass the Witch's Road doesn't exist. Remember in the beginning, he was like, take me to the ritual world. She's like, the ritual world doesn't exist. And she's like, that's what witches just tell amateurs. And she's like, is it? It's like, no, dude, she told you it's not real. This all could have been avoided had you believed her when she said it's not real.
He killed Alice for no reason. He killed Agatha for no reason.
I was like, not for nothing. If he had just listened to Agatha, none of this would happen. And then, when they started showing us how everything lined up, and they showed us Agatha, I was like, bitch knew the whole time.
Just that part.
Yep. And then it's like, I just peeped. The way Agatha said none of this would have been nearly as dramatic when he was realizing everything was completely different than how she said it when we saw her say it.
What?
When she said, you really are a Maximoff, none of this would have been nearly as dramatic. Remember when she had just got out of the mud?
Yeah.
The way she said it there was completely different from how she said it when they showed it to us at the end of this episode.
How did she say it differently?
She said it more like none of this would have been as nearly as dramatic. But the way she said it in the episode before, it sounded more like serious. Like, I'm taking you serious. But in that one, she was like, none of this would have been nearly as dramatic, dude. That's how she said it. I'll show it to you. And then, I was like, yeah. He was like, it was all me. I was like, yeah, it was you, all right. It was all you.
It wasn't Agatha this time.
And then at the closing of the episode, you hear Agatha's boo. And I was like, her and Rio with that shit. With the boo.
Definitely with that.
We just gonna ignore it. You ain't hear nothing. See, that's the problem. Stop pointing stuff out. You ain't hear nothing. But yes, I was like, her and Rio with the boo. And that's how the episode ends.
And
Wheezy.
Okay.
Maybe you need to take an allergy pill too.
I haven't taken that in a while.
And that's probably why.
All right.
I mean, I have, and they don't work. So. Can I finish my last bullet point while you finish? Okay, so I said, great episode. I give it a 9. It would have been a 10 if we got more Agatha Rio. Especially this being the last episode we were able to see we were able to get with current Agatha and Rio.
Yeah.
And if Agatha hadn't died, it would have been a 10. But I was like, does this count as a barrier gauge trope, or is this in that gray area? Because yes, Agatha died, but she is also a ghost now. So she's still dead, but she's a ghost. So I don't know. Y'all tell me, folks who know about the barrier gauge trope, that I'm acting like it still fucking happens. Would y'all consider this that? I consider this a gray area. I'm not sure yet. But go ahead.
So
then that was the end of episode 8. So then what?
So then did Rio just let Agatha be? Like, does she never take her to the...
Because remember when goddamn her mama, her cunt ass mama, popped up, and Lilia was like, that's a ghost. They have unfinished business. So Rio couldn't take the mama. So I think she can't take Agatha either until Agatha finishes her unfinished business.
Oh, I wonder how that interaction is going to be.
I want us to fucking... Anyway, what are your final thoughts on the episode? What rating? All that good stuff.
Yeah, this rating, this going to get...
That kiss gets 1 billion on the scale. I was about to say Richter scale. That's not what it is. It gets 1 billion on the scale. Phenomenal. No notes. Chef's kiss.
Yeah, I'd say this is a 9.
A 9? Okay.
Because hopefully...
What would you have changed?
Like you said, more Rio Agatha lore. Because, like, we got a whole teen episode.
Like, and this is Agatha's show, dude. Exactly. And no doubt, Rio is one of her most important relationships, along with her son. Like, the fuck?
I feel like we should have got I feel like we should have got more of them first and then teen.
Again, I feel like that was Disney being like, don't make this too fucking gay.
True.
And they were like, you're right. Oh, I want the outtakes.
I said they opted to give us two.
Yeah, because his show is going to be next, I guess, or whatever.
Okay.
I'm not gonna watch that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Crazy. If you're not watching, I'm not watching. But
if y'all give me Agatha and Rio, I'll watch the Agatha and Rio parts.
Anyway, overall, I do like that she was at least buried. So now, so then
that's another thing that pisses me off. As they bring her back, can she get put back into her old body? Like, can she? I don't want to see nobody else playing Agatha.
Absolutely not.
So if it's anybody, if you're like, oh, we're bringing her in some, count me the fuck out.
Keep it Catherine Hahn.
Catherine Hahn, and keep Rio. I mean, what? Keep Rio, Aubrey. Don't fucking play with me.
No, there's no need to recast people.
Don't recast no fucking body.
People, cats.
Put Alice back in her body too.
You understand what I said?
Yes. Do you have a ranking for this episode?
I said 9.
That's a rating.
Rating A.
Because I know you. Did you say A?
Mm-hmm.
That's a rating.
Ranking. What do you mean? Oh. What do you mean?
Monasia, where do you, like, is this the number 1 episode for you? God damn.
Oh, this number 1.
Really? This episode's number 1?
Mm-hmm.
And so you say you only have rankings for the last 2 episodes?
Mm-hmm.
So the other one is number 2 then?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Interesting.
I lied. The last episode, I'm trying to remember.
So when we see the flashback of Agatha and Nikki, we're about to talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about it at the end of that. How about that?
So this one's the first ranking, and then the next.
This one's your number 1 episode?
Yeah.
Of anything you've ever watched, or just of this series?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So those were our thoughts on episode 8. We are going to go to episode 9. This will probably be a longer episode, but it's the last one for this series. So hopefully y'all are enjoying so far. Hopefully y'all are doing good. Okay, so episode 9. It starts with the recaps. All the episodes start with recaps, but I was like, the Agatha Rio recaps for this episode from episode 8. Oh. And then, so it opens up with Agatha in the 1750s running through the forest. She seems like she's stressed.
Yeah.
And I was like, 1750, Mama looks good. And then I was like, Salem Agatha, I wish we got more of you. I would have loved to see how her and Rio lived back in the days, And I was like, I love the purple because she had on the purple cloak.
Yeah.
I was like, love the purple. And then, so we see her. She takes off her cloak. She's about to give birth. And I was like, it must have been fucking terrifying giving birth back then. And then I said in parentheses, I was like, I mean, I'm a black woman, so it's terrifying as fuck now in 2025 to give birth. But just in the forest with animals and rabies. And I was like, did rabies exist in the 1700s?
I think so.
I was like, fine, the forest, wild animals, and whatever terrifying diseases wild animals had back then. And I was like, though historically, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it. Because historically, it was the people that was terrible. Anyway, I was like, word on the curb is... And in parentheses, I said, some viewers have expressed on social media. When I say word on the curb, that's what I mean. I was like, that the headcanon is Agatha had been pregnant with Rio's babies multiple times, all ending in the same sad way. That's why she was running away this time, trying to keep her away, hence the lemon, because lemon is supposed to repel evil, quote unquote, and, all that stuff. And then I was like, when she pulled out the knife and the lemon, but she pulled out the knife first. I was like, not for nothing, I was scared for what she was going to do with that knife.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you do, girl? And I was like, nothing that I read or see. Oh yeah, I was like, nothing that I read or see about childbirth makes me want to personally experience it. Like, I had baby fever, and then I want to hold the baby, I want to cuddle it, smell its baby smell, hear its coo, and then give it right back to his parents. They're like, thank you, that was great. I was like, parenthood is not for me. Granted, eldest girl, so kind of experienced it already with the free babysitting, labor, and all. I was like, but I'll be the cool rich gay auntie. Like, if you have a baby and you want me to come over, babysit it, hold it, will do. I'm giving it right the fuck back to you, though. Just know that.
You gotta talk that one now.
Listen, one of y'all better pop out a kid somehow.
What?
One of y'all. It's already a no for me. One of y'all. Huh?
Is it mom?
No. No. One of y'all.
That's crazy.
Yoshi is her grandbaby from me, so one of y'all got him.
From all of us.
No, from me. No, from me. I birthed him.
Technically,
I did.
okay.
And then I have the ultrasound and everything. Is it ultrasound? Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're saying that like you're not sure.
Because either ultrasound or sonogram, but I feel like those are the same thing.
Whatever the fuck it is, I have one. And then I said, it's crazy how Agatha just sensed her because while she's giving birth, and then she's like, oh, and then she looked and saw Rio. She's like, no. I was like, oh. And then I was like, she really thought she could hide from her. You really thought you could hide from your wife, baby? No. And then you saw Rio looking soft and a little flower, and I was like, oh. I was like, Salem Rio looks adorable. She looks so soft and like gentle. And then when Agatha was like, it mustn't be, or no, it can't be, and Rio's little no head shake, I was like, oh my god. So if they have been through this multiple times, it's so fucking sad. She was like, not this time either, baby. Oh, and then, huh? I was like, this is so fucking sad. They probably, been in this situation multiple times before. Agatha is centuries old, and Rio is as old as time itself, no? And then when Agatha was like, it can't be, and Rio was like, it must be. I was like, oh, please. And then when Agatha was like, you do this and I'll hate you forever, and Rio was willing to accept that, she was like, she nodded her head. She was like, I understand.
This is my job.
And then when Agatha was like, please let him live, please, my love, I was like, that's when I personally knew for sure they made him together. And I was like, and she's just begging for her baby to live. I was like, oh. And then you could see it was really affecting Rio. She's like, please, my love. You could see she closed her eyes. She's like, I was like, please, this is too much. This is too much. This episode just started.
Yeah.
Like, soften the blow a bit.
I said, rip that band-aid off.
And then Rio was like, I can offer you only time. I was like, see, she broke the rules for you, Agatha. The whole you gave me nothing comment hit that much fucking harder. And she was like, I gave you more than I was supposed to. Fuck. And then I was like, so does this mean that Nikki stole a life? Because does this mean that Nikki stole, quote unquote, a life because his was supposed to be taken? Something to think about. And so then we get to Agatha giving birth. I was like, that's a big ass baby. I was like, when I used to watch the birth shows on TLC, I forgot what it was called, but it's like a show about like people being pregnant and then giving birth. I was like, and now mind you, I was a kid, so maybe that's why. I was like, them babies always look big as fuck till they wrap them in the blanket. And I was like, I was like, I wonder why that is. Cause like even like when you watch it on YouTube and they pull the babies look long and big and everything like that, and then they wrap them in a blanket and then they look so small.
Did y'all switch to babies?
Right? I'm trying to remember with Papa, but also we weren't there when he was born. Our brother, we call him Papa. We weren't there when he was born, but we were there like after.
Yeah.
And he always looked small. So I was like, when he was born, was he big? And I don't know what if y'all can tell me what happens, let me know. I've never Googled it because I feel like Google will be like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? But if you know what I'm talking about and you got explanation, let me know. Explanation. Let me know. And then so when Agatha was holding little Nikki, and she said, I spoke no spell, I said no incantation, you were made from scratch. I was like, now that it is confirmed by Jack, the creator, that Rio is Nikki's other parent, I'd love to know how she sees his creation. Like, how did they make Nikki? Ooh. And I know they purposely didn't get into it because, they're witches with power and that's that and that.
Yeah.
I get it. And they, didn't want to explain to Marvel these bitches was gay and they, they didn't want to explain it. I get it. But I just want to know her thought process on it. I was like, I just wish I could pick her brain. Not even in, a public way. Like, girl, just tell me. I won't say nothing. On everything, I won't say nothing. I don't give a fuck about social media shit, like the likes, the kudos, none of that. So you don't gotta worry about me, baby. I will be quiet, but I just want to know how she sees his conception. You feel me? I don't know. But I was like, never thought I'd see a childbirthing scene like this on a Disney Marvel show. Agatha All Along really is one of a kind. They did their big one. And then when she was looking down at him, I was like, you did good, mama. You did good. Can you imagine giving birth alone in the woods with the rabies animals? And somebody pointed out that she gave birth near a river, which is cool because Rio's name means river. I was like, oh, that's cool. They just gay and just think about each other 24/7. I love that. And then I was like, it's just crazy seeing how Agatha's mama was hell-bent on killing her while she was begging for her son to live. Just the juxtaposition is crazy. The difference is crazy. And I was like, look at that little baby. Even though it was a big baby. But I was like, look at that little baby. He's so chunky. Oh. And then I was like, Agatha really knows how to read people. This was after she had given birth and she was going to where all the witches were with the baby, and the baby was crying, and she was like, oh, what's the matter? And Agatha's like, we haven't eaten in a while. I'm like, bitch, back at it again. And then of course, because they let her in, so I thought that was funny. And then I was like, she know how to play people. I'll give her that. And then they showed a black witch giving her a cup. I was like, a black witch in the 1700s? I don't know about that.
Suspicious.
I feel like they would have been like, oh, it's reality. Don't get mad at me. That's how the shit was. That's how it is now. That's how shit was. Anyway, I was like, the baby is so cute when they showed him stuck in his. I was like, oh my god, I just want to hold one. Do you know anybody that could just be like, can I hold your baby? I'll be like, bitch, please. I'm like, I don't want it. I just want to hold it. You can have it back, I promise. Oh, well, maybe I should put that on the shirt. I just want to hold your baby. You can have it back, I promise. I feel like people be like, police?
911.
She needs to be on the list. And then I was like, so this was the years later when, of course, he stole the witch's bell and everything. I was like, this boy literally has Rio's entire fucking face. And Jack said that when they was casting the boy, and I was like, that boy kind of looks like Aubrey. I was like, so y'all went with it? I get it.
Is that Aubrey's son? Or?
No, that's the thing. I was gonna be like, is it her son? Like, is her son, her brother? Like, are they? They're not related. He does speak Spanish, I believe, though. But no, they're not related. But he looks exactly like her.
That's crazy.
Aubrey, I would get a DNA test. Maybe you got a son and you don't know.
I don't think that's how that works.
You don't know how it works.
Okay, tell us.
I don't know. I'm just saying. And then when he stole the bell and he ran up to Agatha, and the witch was like, your son stole from us. And Agatha's like, is it true, boy? Do you shame your mother? I was like, she's so full of shit. She's like, do you shame your mother? Give me the bell. Go back there. I was like, she got that boy thieving. Listen, GTD, WY, GTD. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was like, her whole fucking face. It's insane how much he looks like her. I don't know her. And then when they were walking in the woods after she zapped the powers from the witches and whatnot, when Nikki was like, Mama, why do you kill witches? And she was like, to survive. And I was like, I mean, high key, not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when he was like, well, why can't we just live with them? And she was like, if you want to survive, get used to this feeling. Because I saw some headcanons that were like, in order to keep Rio at bay, she had to kill people. So Rio got her bodies, Agatha got her power,
Okay.
and all that stuff. But I still think that Rio helped Agatha raise the boy, and I'll explain that later. Yeah, but some people are like, "Oh, she had to stay away the whole time." I don't believe that that's what happened, and I'll explain it in a few minutes. But yeah, I was like, when she was like, if you want to survive, get used to this feeling. And then Agatha's face after she said it, I was like, something tells me that sometimes she forgets she has to be gentle with her little human. And she's like, she can't talk to him the way she talks to adults. And then while they were walking, he started singing the ballad. And I was like, and that's where the ballad originated. So remember when you was asking me that question, he was like, well, did they make it for I was like, that's when I was saying, well, because there's different origins of it.
Yeah.
So when he was like, did they make it for Agatha? Or did Agatha make it? I was like, well, her and Nick. So,
Yeah.
But when they were sitting down on the bench and he was like, I'm hungry. And she was showing him her powers and everything. And they showed the goat. I was like, the goat is cute. But also, why don't you just cook the goat?
No, it's a friend.
You can get another goat. Okay, I'm just saying. You not that hungry then. I'm just playing. And then I was like, he calls her powers her purple. So that's why when Rio was like, go get your perp, it like sparked something in her. And then when she was explaining to him, she was like, all these things she could do with her power, but she can't protect him, she can't heal him. I was like, she's so scared of losing him. You can see it in her face. Yes. And then they show this montage of their mother and son moments. And that's when I knew. I was like, oh, they're gonna fuck me up. And it was so cute. And again, I was like, literally, it looks just like her. It looks just like Rio. And then I was like, they got a good scam going. Also, this was after the whole montage when he was performing the song for all the patrons. I was like, it also reminds us of why the certificate in Nikki's room, when Agatha was under the spell, the delusion, the certificate said best vocals. I was like, oh, she never got to give. My fucking God. And then after he was singing and everything, one of the witches was like, oh, do you want us to, we can bring you to find some food or whatever like that. He was like, no thanks. And he looked right at Agatha. He was like, my mother needs me home. And I was like, headcanon say, he was talking about Rio because he called Agatha mama. And I was like, I believe it 1,000,000,000%.
My goodness, I didn't realize that.
And that's why he was like, Mama needs me home. And then he ran and she was like, Nikki? And I was like, so that again adds to it that I believe she helped raise that boy. Anyway, so this is after Agatha caught up to him. They were sitting by the stream and he was like, we can kill more witches tomorrow, I promise. I was like, Nikki, please, you're breaking my heart. And then I was like, and here comes the sad shit. I fucking can't.
Yeah.
So this was in regards to when they were sleeping.
And he didn't eat that.
And he got up to go with Rio.
Yeah.
And the fact that he wanted to leave and Rio was like, and she pointed to his mom and he gave her 2 kisses. I feel like it was one from him, one from Rio. Ugh. And then I was like, the fact that there was no confusion or any hesitation when he saw Rio tells me
Yeah,
she's
older.
been exactly.
Makes sense.
Exactly. I'm like, you told me he's seen her, bro, because I've been around kids, and if they don't trust, they be like,
Who you?
Exactly. I know people say that kids are very like naive, and some can be, but not when it comes to sensing danger and stuff like that. People are like, not, especially not at that age. Like he's not a baby, so he's like, if he was like, then I'll be like, okay, no, she was banned, she couldn't be around him. But he was like, oh, we do this all the time. Let's go, mama. Yeah. Has her whole fucking face. That's crazy. And then I was like, yeah, Rio wanted him to kiss her cheek for her also. And then I was like, and then Agatha had to wake up to his dead body. I hated that part. And I was like, fuck. And that's another thing. I'm like, would it have been better if she had been woke to say bye to him rather than
that would have hurt even more?
All of it sounds fucking terrible. I don't know. I can't decide which one is better and which one is worse. All of it sounds terrible. But yeah, she was holding his dead body. And then she's like, no, I need more time. I was like, oh my God, please. And then Catherine's voice.
Yeah.
Oh, because, Catherine has kids. So she's probably like.
Imagining it.
Oh.
Real.
I can't. I was like, I hate this. And then I was like, while the montage was going, that song was playing in my head. The one was like, say something, I'm giving up. It was playing in my head. I was like, this is making me even more sad. Oh. And then when she was burying Nikki, and then she was adding lyrics to the song that they made, and she was like, I bury my own heart here with you, my child. I was like, Jesus, fuck. I can't do this. I can't do this. And I was like, they did it so well. It's so heartbreaking. Yeah. But they handled this situation with nuance and respect, and I appreciate it. Again, I've never lost a child, so I'd love. That sounds wrong.
Daphne.
Never mind. If you want to talk, feel free to comment. I'm not expect. If you want to, but I would like to hear other people's opinions and feelings and thoughts on it. You know what I mean? And then I was like, because after she buried him, she put his hair in the brooch. Yeah. I was like, when did the dandelion be put in there though? Because remember, that's how she planted. Yeah. Something to think about. And I was like, to this blonde witch bitch that decided to crash Nikki's funeral, good for you, ho. Because I was like, I completely agree with this being Agatha's villain origin story. Because what the fuck? You see me burying my kid, and you hear me, because the song is what lured you in. You hear me singing the song to him, and you decide to interrupt me to ask me about some fuck-ass road? I was like, Agatha did nothing wrong. That's all I'm saying. If I was a nuisance before you doing that to me, I would have been an absolute fucking menace after that. And that's on motherfucking that. Like, I don't. That part had me so mad. I was like, you see her going through something. What would persuade you to be like, let me just walk up to her? What the fuck do you mean? Because imagine if you had just not. Or if you had approached her with respect after she's finished, how things would be different. Yeah. You deserve to die. I don't know. That's just how I feel. And then I was like, when she was like, can you take me to the road? And I was like, yeah, I could take you there. I was like, Miss Agatha Joanne, the scammer Harkness. One thing about it, she gonna get a bag, honey. I was like, power's her currency, and she always gonna find it. Can't hate the player. Also, that bitch had it coming, because what the fuck?
Like, read the room, girl.
Like, whatever. And then, so while they're showing the montage for stealing all the other witches' powers over the centuries, I was like, Agatha's solo version of the ballad is so sad. But I also love it. And then I was like, hot, her sucking their powers. And like, I was like, hot. And then I love how they were showing the different eras and her little dance during, I want to say it was like the 20s era when she had on the brown like blazer and the white and brown jacket and the little cap, and she's like, you know, I thought that was cute. And then her leather jacket era was my favorite look.
Yes.
I was like, I love that.
I feel like you just like leather jackets.
Yeah, I think that's what but also Agatha looks hot as fuck no matter what.
Okay.
But yes, I do think I just love leather jackets. I want one. Got no use for one, but I want one. And then when then it got back to when they were in her basement with Jen and Lilia and Alice and Mrs. Sharon. I mean, Miss Davis.
Oh, Miss Hart.
Miss Hart. No, Miss Hart is Sharon.
Yeah.
Yes. When they was, which I'm calling you Miss Hart. When they was in the with Miss Hart or whatever, and she was like, "Are there any will witches?" And Miss Hart was like, "What's that?" And she pointed to the ground, and you saw the floor. And I was like, when Miss Hart was like, "What's that?" Shut Agatha right the fuck up. She was like. And looked down. She was like, "Whoa, what is that?"
Wait a minute.
Yep. And then so they opened the door and she bent down and picked up the sand and looked right at the camera. I was like, fourth wall break. She was like, "You seen this shit? This ain't never happened before." Ooh. And then she see him run down the stairs. She's like,
You're the denominator.
And then so after that, we see Teen back in the room, and you hear boop, and you see Ghost Agatha pop up.
Ghost Agatha?
Yeah, Ghost Agatha pop up. And I was like, she's so pleased. He was like, "I saw you guys." She's like, "Yeah, and now I'm a ghost. You dig it?" I was like, "Agatha,
girl,
don't take shit seriously." And then when she was talking to Teen, she was like, "I did not sacrifice myself for you. I took a calculated risk." I was like, she just wanted to kiss and forgive her baby.
That's it.
And Catherine even said that the kiss meant like longing and forgiveness and all that. And I was like, it looked like it. That was devouring each other's faces. So
like, we know forgiveness when we see it.
It's forgiveness and maybe something else. They would have hunched. If Teen wasn't there, they would have hunched. And I was like, people were like, "Oh, so they never kissed before?"
Nonsense. That's what they did.
It was like, because she was how did they kiss and she not kill her before? I was like, because she was actively trying to take her power this time. When they fought in the first episode and Rio was like, "Take my power," and I was like, "Cute, that would kill me." I was like, yeah, they've kissed before. She was never trying to take her power from her. Now she was actively trying to siphon her power, and that's what killed her. So when people were like, "Oh, so they couldn't have been in a relationship. They never kissed." I was like,
shut up.
Y'all thinkers don't be thinking, huh? And then I was like, there's also foreshadowing back in episode 1 when she was like, "Take my power," and she's like, that would kill me. I was like, they've been foreshadowing since the beginning. The road is fake. You created this. Take my powers. That would kill me. Oh, I'm tired. And then I was like, I wish she could have smacked him when Ghost Agatha was trying to smack him. I was like, I wish it would have landed. That would have been so satisfying. And then when he was like, "Did I make the road?" I was like, "Yeah, dummy. You made it. She told you the shit wasn't real. You ain't listen." And then he was getting mad at her for answering. I was like, "How you gonna ask me a question and then got a smart ass lip once I tell you the answers? Like, dude, I'm telling you what it is." And then Tina was like, "Mrs. Davis," and I was like, "Who?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, oh yes, the gardening lady." Her facial expression, I was like, she's such a bitch. I need her. No. She's like, "Who?" "Oh yes, the gardening lady."
Yeah.
So disrespectful. And then even after all of that, she's still trying to be nice to Teen. She's still trying to help him with his emotions, and he's still being a prick. And then so after, he was like, "I killed all of them," and she's like, "Well, don't take too much credit. You did save someone." And you see Jen popping up. Oh my god. I was like, "Jen, baby, I'm so fucking happy she survived Teen's bullshit." And she has her power. You get the hell out of there, girl. Just leave.
Run away.
Away.
Don't look back.
And then, do you have any opinions about this? I need to drink some water. And then when Agatha was like, "I was gonna kill them all in my basement in day 1."
Oh.
I was like,
when she got them riled up to try throw their parent, when she was saying they were like worthless.
Mhm.
That's when that's what she means when she said she would have killed them in the basement.
That was the plan. She was trying to suck their power from them. And then, sorry, y'all, I just need to drink a little bit of water. Again, these allergies. Fuck. And then, so when she said that, I was gonna kill them all in my basement on day one. I was like, I want that on the shirt. I was like, wait, hold on.
That's suspicious.
I would have Agatha on the shirt saying it, of course. I wouldn't just have the saying. That would be nuts. You know, they'll be like, police? I can't go to jail. And then she said to him what she said to Nikki, if you want to be a witch, get used to this feeling.
Yeah.
So he was like, I can't believe I killed all these people.
Yeah, you did it.
And he was like, I'll never get used to this. I was like, yeah, if you say so.
Yeah, that's way.
Like, you seem to have no problem killing folks. Anyway. So after all of that, he decided to be a douche. So he went back to Agatha's house. And you see Agatha pop up and she's laying across the washing machine and dryer.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it's a good thing that they had them side by side and not stacked, because where would she have laid? You know what I mean? I thought that was funny. And then this dude fucking decides to make whatever he made with the candles and sit there, and he has her brooch, and she's like, just give me, that's what I want. I was like, give her fucking brooch, dude. What? Pentagram?
Is that what it's called?
I don't know what you're trying to say. And then Agatha was like, what are you doing? Are you ignoring me? I was like, I live for annoying Agatha. And then, so he sat down, he needed his spell book, so he like made it come to him, like how Thor does his hammer thing, made it come to him, and it flew through her body. And I was like, this disrespectful ass motherfucker. I was like, he's still a little asshole trying to banish her.
That's crazy.
Disrespectful motherfucker. I was like, yeah, he's such a fucking asshole. And then he was like, why won't you die, or why won't you leave? And she's like, I can't face him. And then she knocked the brooch out his hand. I was like, oh, if she had just aimed a little bit higher and smacked the shit out of him too. Oh, but, like, man, you know. But she was like, because I can't face him. I was like, oh, Agatha, baby. And I was like, I love that she was able to get her brooch back, because it's not just the brooch, it has a piece of her son in it. And then when he was like, I'm sure he would forgive you, I was like, shut the fuck up.
You don't know. Stop talking about people. You know nothing about.
And then Agatha was like, see, when you say stuff like that, you remind me of him. I was like, he is nothing like Nikki. We only knew Nikki for a few minutes, and he is nothing like him. Mm-hmm. I was like, Agatha, your allegiance to this asshole is killing me. Kill him. Anyway, I was like, I hate this. I don't want Agatha to be dead or a ghost. I don't want to watch Billy look for his brother. I just want more Agatha, Rio, and lesbian shit. I don't give a fuck about him finding his brother. That don't got shit to do with me.
Yeah.
And then, when he was like, we could be a good team. Spirit as my guide and all that. Fuck ass shit. And she was like, I do tend to kill my cover members. And he was like, so do I. I was like, that's an A+ back and forth. Oh, that was an A+ back and forth. She was like, so do I. He was like, so do I.
Make me say, girl.
And then he made the opening to the road, quote unquote, a memorial for Lilia, Alice, and Mrs. Davis. And I thought that was really sweet. And then, yeah, my next thing said, I don't give a fuck about Tommy. But she was like, let's go find your brother. I don't give a shit about that. I don't got shit to do with me.
Let's get more Agatha Rio.
Right. And that was the end of the episode. I said it, great episode. I give it a 9. And then I was talking more about the whole series. Do you want to say your thoughts before I say my thoughts on the whole series? Do you want to say your thoughts on the episode?
I'm going to switch this.
Switch your ranking?
Hold on. Maybe.
Okay.
Because, like,
While you're trying to think, I want to say what I was going to say.
No.
Well, then go ahead.
I'm thinking.
So why can't I talk while you're
No,
thinking?
because you're going to mess me up.
Oh my God.
You have your...
So just long pauses, people. Blame her.
I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm going to put this one... No, I don't do that. I'm going to just keep my ranking. Think about it.
So this is number 2 for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But overall,
Of the episode?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, it was gut-wrenching, not breaking, but like also
entertaining.
Yeah. And explanatory.
Yes. I like how it wasn't just sad on sad on sad on sad. It was sad humor, sad humor, sad humor. You feel me? Like, yes, they was ripping my heart out, but they was making me laugh too.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate.
This was a good episode.
Yeah, I give it a 9.
Yeah.
This is my favorite episode of 7 is my favorite episode of the series. This is my second favorite episode of the series. 8 is my third favorite episode because I said I had a ranking. Yeah. I'm sure I messed that up somewhere. This is my rank. This is my official ranking. So don't. Although the first episode was really good too, and so was the 4th episode. You know what? No, I don't have a ranking.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like if I can do the ending of episode 8 to the beginning of episode 9, put those together, that's number 1 episode for me.
Okay, I don't have a ranking. I'm not gonna rate it. I don't have a ranking. I loved all the episodes. Some of them was more than others because the Agatha Rio aspect, but that's really it.
Yeah.
My favorite character, aside from Agatha and Rio, is Jen. I love Jen so much, and I love Alice, and I want Jen and Alice to get together and be a couple. And
she could protect Jen.
Yeah, her wife. See.
Okay.
And then goddamn, Jen could make like face masks and stuff for Alice, and somebody asked Allie about people shipping Jen and Alice, and then I forgot what she said exactly, but Alice was like she could keep her well lubricated.
Oh.
Because Jen makes all the face stuff. I was like, okay.
She knew what word she
knew. They all know.
No way.
Please. So, as for the series, I give the whole series overall a 9.5.
Yeah.
My only issues is that Agatha died / is a ghost. Hopefully, when they do season 2, they fix that. And that we didn't get much Agatha Rio and Agatha backstory, even though it's Agatha's show. I just felt like they didn't give us, and again, probably because this was all that they could, so I won't be too hard on them, but it also feels like some big stuff was missing that it would have been nice to see, that I won't blame them for. I'll blame Disney. Fuck Disney. And then I said, even if they don't do a season 2, I want more Agatha Rio backstory. So if they do like a spinoff or a prequel, that's fine. And as long as their story can be fully fleshed out, I'd be good. And as long as it's Jack and everybody who was involved with season 1 of Agatha All Along, as long as it's their story, their viewpoint. If you give this shit to a straight white man and be like, here's season 2, I won't be there. Because no. That's not what I want. So I'm being very, very Pacific.
The ocean.
And then I was like, the acting, the visual, the storylines, and the lore building was impeccable with the series. Yes, again, there were some things that were left to be desired, but I think they did great with what they had.
Right.
I said I am in complete awe. I can't say it enough. This was a fantastic show, and I'm so grateful that I've been able to experience it for real, especially when I did, because shows, oh child, these shows was trying to, they was trying the fuck out of me. The show really got me interested in giving new shows a chance. Though I always was, because I love Catherine and Agatha and Agnes and WandaVision. So I was always going to check it out. And I was like, it made me passionate about shows I enjoy again. Like, it made me passionate about wanting to talk about it. Because, again, with this podcast, it's been a long time coming. Everything I'm doing on this podcast is what I was doing on Instagram, just in podcast form.
Yeah.
So I was doing like reactions to shows on Instagram. So it made me want to start talking about shows again. And it actually made me want to start the podcast instead of just saying I want to do a podcast. It made me actually do it. And it lined up perfectly with when social media wanted to do a rewatch. I was like, this is perfect timing. Yeah, it's perfect timing. I was already rewatching the show anyway from our enjoyment in the podcast. The only thing that changes, I was going to do 3 episodes of 3, but instead I just broke it up more and did the first 3 episodes and then 2 after. And then I was like, I'm glad I didn't do 3 episodes of 3 though. But yes, the show is amazing. I can't recommend it enough. The only notes I have is what I've said. I wouldn't have changed anything. I do want to give kudos to Jack, everybody involved, and all the actresses and actors involved in the show as well, because I have never felt this seen and respected as a sapphic viewer and the person who ships sapphic ships. I've never felt this respected, and like they take my viewership seriously
and into consideration.
Exactly. And it's not just we just want people to watch.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck what's gonna happen after, or are we gonna lure them in with this fake sense of security and safety and then just do the most horrible shit to them and make them endure the most horrible traumatic shit being done to these characters just cause. So I really appreciate that they seem to give a fuck. And even now, after the show's been over for what, 8 months, 9 months, they're still, when they do panels and stuff and post on social media, they're still so respectful about the show, about the ship, and to us fans. And I can't explain enough how that's very fucking rare. So if I could speak to them, or if they could hear one thing from me, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for this. Y'all did great with all the dark themes that you were portraying, and I just hope that we get to see more. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the series. And I will continue to watch panels and interviews. Anything that they want to talk about with this series, I'm going to watch it. Because I really feel like I will never get this again.
I must say, I wonder like what show would be this good and this like this. It will have like all the fans that was watching their
consideration. Like everything will line up perfectly.
Exactly.
You want to know what's funny? We could bring it back to San Junipero. You know how I was saying everything lined up perfectly with San Junipero?
Yeah.
That's why this is how it felt.
Makes sense. Okay.
So now you get why San Junipero is number 1 for me.
Yes.
This is how everything lined up perfectly. And they're so respectful. And they, like, anytime fans have theories and people bring it up, they're like, oh yeah. Or even Daniel, the designer who designed the outfits and everything, he still interacts with fandom artwork and everything like that and posts it on his Instagram. I'm just like,
I love that.
And I've made a rule to not follow any shows that are like on social media, because if you go back and look at my shit when I was heavy in the Bull type fandom and heavy in the Killing Eve fandom, well, heavy in watching this stuff and talking about them, you know how fucked up their social media acted, and Britannia too, how fucked up their social media has acted towards us fans. So I did not have a good opinion about social medias for these shows and movies and stuff. But I would follow them in a heartbeat. Like they're very nice. They retweet, they repost, They're like, look at this artwork that these fans, it's incredible. Also, the fandom is talented as fuck. I've purchased several drawings from this fandom, and they're talented as fuck. Their fan fiction is great. Their artwork is great. They're like the stuff they make is incredible.
Yeah,
and it's just so nice to have people be passionate about something and be respected and appreciated.
So it's different.
Yeah. And you're not really, on the social media side, so you can only take what I'm saying. Right. But like, I send you some of the artwork. I'm like, look at this, and it's great. I appreciate it.
Wish I was talented.
Me too. I'm like, man, I wish I knew how to fucking draw. Do you have any opinions about the series as a whole? Anything you would have changed? Do you have a rating for the series as a whole? I think I said that my rating was a 9. What was it? My rating for the series as a whole, 9.5. Yeah. Man, if we had more Agatha Rio.
That's the only thing. Like, I feel like,
excuse me,
teen episode.
I get it. It was important. It's important because I know, but like, he's the next thing.
Yeah.
So it's important in that aspect, but I wish that we had gotten that with, Salem, Agatha, and Rio.
Like, I feel like we could have gotten the Salem, Agatha, Rio, and then like towards the end, little bit of teen, and then when his show comes out, they take from that and go.
But that's my thing. I'm like, what would they take from his show to give to Agatha and Rio? Like, it just felt like, I really feel like Disney didn't, or Disney, Marvel, whatever, did. And also, you would see people online was not expecting this show to be as hard-hitting or impactful as it has been, which is fucking crazy to me because it's Catherine fucking... Anyway, so they was really like, we're gonna give you a little, and then the people who did the show, Jack and everybody, they're like, we're gonna do the best we can with what we got. What more I say? I'm gonna do the best I can with what I got. That's what it feels like happened.
And they did wonderful.
And I really want to know their thoughts and on everything Agatha Rio, to be honest, because the little they gave us was phenomenal. So imagine
a lot.
It's like, so I don't know. But anything else about her is that?
No, that was
just more Agatha Rio. I wish they hadn't killed Alice.
I feel like since Jen's alive, they could bring her back and just have her protect Jen.
Would you want to see a season 2? And if you do, what do you want to see in the season 2?
Mostly, I just want to see like how Agatha and Rio came to know each other.
Yes, their lore. So even if they have to do like a prequel, I would love that. And I don't like, not dated, but what is it, like shit from back in the day, stuff like that. But I would watch it. I want to know everything about their relationship.
Yeah.
I want to know how they conceived Nikki. I want to know everything.
Like, why them two,
Like, how bad of a bitch is Agatha? Well, we could see that she made a cosmic being,
right,
an entity, fall in love with her.
Yes, I would love to see that. They need to come up with that and let me know.
Because Rio was alive long before Agatha was.
Right.
So
and Rio's met people. So like, what of Agatha really
made her like, oh, that's my baby?
Exactly.
Like, I want to. Oh my god! And again, I only want this shit if it's from Jack's perspective and the people who created the show's perspective. I don't want nobody, unless it's Catherine's.
Yeah.
I don't. Or I don't give a fuck about nobody else's nothing. Okay? That's what I want to know. I want to know their complete thoughts on them as a ship.
Yeah.
But that's all. So that's all you would change. You would have just added more of them.
Mm-hmm.
Did you give it a ranking, or you said second?
Mm-hmm. Ranking.
And do you want a season 2, or would you more want a prequel?
Prequel.
Yeah, but I also want Jen and Alice to be in it though.
Oh,
maybe well, no, because Agatha knew Jen before.
Yeah.
So,
okay,
if they could figure it out,
yeah, then I'll take it. But if not, give me a prequel.
Or if they can bring Agatha back to life and let us see what current. If they could do like part, this is what it was before, and then this is how it is. I just want to know everything about Agatha and Ria. So if they could do that, that would be great.
Yes.
So that's your final thoughts on the show. Would you recommend it to people?
Absolutely.
Would you watch it again?
Yes.
Oh, to be able to go back and experience this again for the first time, that would be chef's fucking kiss. But those are our thoughts. Feel free to let us know your thoughts and comments about the show. I definitely want to hear y'all opinions. Would y'all do anything different? Would y'all change anything? What your headcanons are and all that. For people who don't know, headcanons are like what you believe is happening with these characters in the show and all that stuff. But yeah, so let us know. So that is the end of that. We're going to do the random question of the day. So random question of the day. Discounted snacks you want to bring back. Should I go first or do you want to go first?
No, I'm gonna go first.
Go ahead.
I've been waiting for this question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. If I could bring back Yogos, bruh.
Yogos?
Yes.
The yogurt balls?
Yes.
They don't make them anymore?
No.
Oh, that's crazy.
If I could bring those back, and then those chocolate Pringles.
Yes, the swoops. That was one of my answers.
And I feel like I think it was like a Dorito, but it was like puffy.
Yes, the 3D Doritos. Yes, in the canister, in the plastic canister with the top where you could pour them on. Yes, not the shit that they have. I don't know what the fuck. I'm like, this is not what I remember.
Oh my god, yes, those I would bring back. And the Scooby snacks with the blue Scooby.
Yes. Yes.
Because that one just...
And then people were like, oh, the Rugrats one tastes the same. They don't. And they don't have the same texture.
The Rugrats one?
Yeah, and the Rugrats one make me sick for some reason. I don't like those. But that's everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mines were the swoops.
Yeah.
And that's the Reese's one was like the chocolate one with the... But I also like the mint one. Oh, they need to bring back swoops. The caramelized Hershey's bar. That was my shit.
Okay, I remember.
I don't know what happened to it. It's like just from like a few years ago.
Yeah.
I bought like the big ones of those, and then all of a sudden they stopped fucking selling them. I was like, yo, what's going on? Them shits was fire. And then the cream savers, the original ones. I don't care. The orange ones, they don't taste the same.
The cream savers.
They don't taste the same.
Oh.
I'm talking about the cream savers in the tube. The ones that they don't taste the same at all. Peanut chews, I'm sure that they do still make them, but they're just really hard to find. I used to go to the bodega as a child, and I would get me a 25-cent thing of the lemon heads.
Ooh, that's
and then I would give me like they had the peanut chews. You could get like a certain like something for 10 cents or whatever. I just want to go back to that. The Dorito flavored Lay's they got rid of. I don't know why. Them shits was good as fuck. Mm-hmm. And in the blue bag. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The Altoid sours. Oh, my mouth is watering just thinking about it.
They were like orange.
They were like different, like tropical fruity ones. The canister was orange. Yes.
Me knowing.
And then this, because people try to be like, oh, those didn't exist. I know they did. In the 2000s, Starburst had a circular, hard, clear candy, which had like the flavoring in the middle, and that's where the color was. And it was like in a clear package, and it had yellow on the edges. And people were trying to be like, oh, that didn't exist. No, it definitely fucking did, dog. I remember those specifically.
Starburst?
It was Starburst, yes. It wasn't Skittle, it was Starburst, and it had an S in the middle. I'm not tripping. No, it's not Jolly Ranchers. I'm not tripping. Starburst had a hard, round candy. Maybe I jumped timelines. I don't know. But Starburst had a hard, round candy. And I want them to bring them back because those shits was good as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
What else did you say they brought back another one?
I want them back Trident layers.
They don't make those anymore?
No.
Yes, they do.
No.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. I remember the orange, it was like a red strawberry on. What? Those was good as fuck.
Yes. My favorite, I think
they need to.
It was. I'm sorry, but it was a blue package.
They need to bring back the jugs, the powdered gum and the jugs.
Yes.
They need to bring those back. Those was good as fuck too. And then that's all I have written down. That's all I could think of. Then definitely them swoops. And definitely Hershey's. What the fuck are you doing? The caramelized bar was no. The cookies and cream bar is the best bar y'all have. But the caramelized bar was a second. Mm-hmm. Bring them shits back. What the fuck? But yes, so that's everything. Let us know what your discontinued snack you would bring back is. What?
I hope they comment because I'm a reminisce. Like,
yes,
that one.
Remember, those were the good old days. There was so much good fucking candy back in the day.
What happened?
I feel like everything is just plain now.
Basic.
Even the new stuff they come out with is just like, who's eating this?
I don't know. But yeah, let us know.
Let us know. Oh, also the what's the cookies in the baby blue the baby blue container and had the dip, the cookie Dunkaroos.
Yeah,
but they don't taste the same.
Okay.
Same with fucking Twinkies. They don't taste the same.
Yeah, Twinkies don't.
If you gonna bring shit back, let it taste the way it tasted, the way it twisted, the way it tasted before. Please.
Sometimes change everything.
But no, yes, those are our thoughts on the show. Those are our thoughts on the discounted snacks. Let us know. Even if you have discounted foods that you bring back, let us know.
Yes.
Let us know. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for listening to this series. Hope y'all have enjoyed it. Hope y'all have a good day. Hug y'all loved ones. Shit is getting it's getting crazy out there. But yes, stay safe, stay protected, stay out of the heat.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. And yes, just enjoy. We will see y'all next time. Bye.